they spend time sculpting their hand and they pick their first hand and then you wheel and now the whole game's reset.
Yeah.
Like, let's say you played out your entire hand and you're just like, okay, Magus, all right, let's look at these new cards, and like you don't get to keep what you had or what you were planning, and now you got to think again. Okay, so we have 23 lands. We have 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So 28, 29, 30, 31,
We actually have a pretty even split.
32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Yes, so there's 4 MDFCs unless I'm missing something. 1, 2, 3, 4. That doesn't count. So yeah, 36 lands. Okay. So let's figure this out. I definitely think I want to cut down on some of the sack outlets. Maybe there was one. Hold on.
Maybe it was the blasting station, or did we put the other one in the
But
the
the
spawning
regenerate
pit?
is actually kind of good.
No, I would.
No, spawning pit in.
No, I would keep the enchantments. I think.
Yeah, no, I totally.
And I
agree.
like bombardment because bombardment can just randomly get there. So yeah,
I guess we don't really need the shepherd, but like it's if we were playing like the fetch land stuff, I also think this is just kind of just bad.
Yeah.
Like I want to have good cards still, you know. Like I want just cards that can kind of play on their own still, or like just like kind of protect us. We might be playing actually too much protection, even though that's sounding like that's insane, but we are playing a fuck ton. It might be too much. This is a land, so that doesn't count. But we're playing. This is different because this also works with second son.
It hits different.
This is different also because this can just kill people. That one's free. And I kind of like the creature because with the creature, like we can leave it up and have like a sack land, like a sack outlet. Where's the?
A selfless spirit. You just passed it.
No, not selfless spirit. It's the other one that like phases everything out.
The Guardian of Faith. It's a G, alphabetical.
Yeah, Guardian of Faith. Yeah. Okay, so let's figure out what's good. So Imperial Recruiter and Recruiter should stay because they tutor our combos.
Mm-hmm.
The only one that's hard to tutor is this, but I'm pretty sure that Kiki. So neither of them can tutor this either. We could play Gamble.
But that's such a gamble.
Okay, so we got to figure out what's bad here. What does this thing do again? This thing, when it enters, discard any number of cards, then draw that many. Deals damage to each opponent equal to the number, where X is the number of land cards in your graveyard. I don't know how I feel about this one.
I don't think we could optimize it as much. So yeah, maybe we'd trash it.
Yeah, I think that just goes. The white one. Let's look at that. Destroy up to one non-land permanent. Its controller creates a 3/3 colorless. That's better, definitely. And then we get an artifact or enchantment when it dies.
Yeah, so it's basically kind of like the generous gifting something.
Yeah, no, I actually like that. Stout Arm seems actually kind of good because we have some big creatures. The thing is we might be playing too many sack outlets still. So the question is, which ones do we want to keep?
I'm actually not a huge fan of in this deck the Stolen Strategy.
You think?
Yeah, it's kind of cute, but I don't think it really goes towards our strategy as much as we're just taking stuff.
Right. I just feel like.
And we do have to cast them. If we just got it for free, if it was like an Atali, I'd say yes. But the downside is that we have to actually pay for it. I'm just like, eh.
I mean, we could play Atali, but you know. All right, that's fine. But I mean, Outpost Siege is the same way, you know.
Yeah, but Outpost Siege is just off of our deck, so we don't.
Maybe the Bombardment because we're playing. No, but Bombardment might be better because it's a payoff.
Yeah, because if
I'm thinking maybe the Altar of Dementia, right?
Maybe, yeah.
It's probably the worst, right? Because we don't really need to mill.
Yeah,
but then again, if they're hexproof, like this might be the only way to kill them.
No, that's a
or
say
like
target.
If they have like a Glacial Chasm. I mean, you know. Like if they have like a glacial chasm or something. But then again, our loop is attacking, right?
Well, it's making infinite creatures attacking. Or also, Tom, Goblin Bombardment is amazing. If we have the infinite with is like an infinite with if we can't attack. Same thing with Warstorm Surge. Like we have an infinite to make stuff. We can just keep stacking and deal damage, or Warstorm Surge the same way.
Same with Perforos. Oh, I think I don't like the guy that makes satyrs. I don't think we're really getting a lot out of that, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I don't think
maybe we're not just getting as much out of it. Combustible
if
Gear.
they were like spirits or something.
All right, let's go down our list of creatures because we have a lot of creatures. So let's start at the top and just go.
This is good. I like it. This is good. I like having enchantment removal that can double up, but like
The cool thing about how they work is we pay 1, it pops, and then we get the spirit copy of it that's buffed. So we're basically spending 1 mana to get that creature and then having it in play and popping 2 things.
Good. This seems really annoying.
Yeah.
This seems very good.
That's a big flutter.
This seems ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's a Warstorm Surge that we can double up on. This seems really good. This seems good. I like this actually. This seems really good. This seems really good. This seems really good.
Remember, Skyclave does miss some things, so if they're too big, because it has to be 4 or less.
Yeah, but you're it's just gonna do what it does,
Yeah.
It's probably gonna hit enough. Like people play a lot of low curve Magic, and even if it's just to throw someone off curve, like if they're just turboing, like even if it's just to hit something like a Soul Ring or something, I think it did its job. Also, when it dies, how does it work? It's like, can't we sack this on the stack too, right? This is one of those, right?
Yeah, if it targets. Yeah.
Oh wait, Derek, we have the Fiend Hunter combo too, with Sun Titan.
Oh yeah.
We have sack outlets. So that's a thing too. I forgot about that. So yeah, I think that this you can sack in response, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that seems good. That seems good. That seems good. This seems. I mean, toughness 2 or less. What is that getting? Okay, let's see.
No. Nope. Nope.
No, that was 2.
Oh, okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Hope. 7.
8, 9, 10. That's the important one.
Yeah, it grabs Kiki, so.
11, 12, 13. Oh, it gets that too. 13, 14. Yeah, I think we're good. That stays. So this thing. This gives +1/+0. Whenever one or more cards leaves your graveyard, you create a 3/2 red and white spirit. I actually really like that.
Yeah, because that means
that's making spirits.
Yeah, so we're getting basically every time now we're getting a 3/2. Well, 4. Actually, we're getting because our dude also gives a buff. So as soon as a card leaves,
they're 5/3s.
Yeah,
with trample, lifelink, with trample and haste. Because he gives trample and haste too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, +1/+1 trample haste. Yeah. And also it just buffs all of our creatures too.
Mm-hmm. No, I think he's really good.
This seems good because that's just like a win condition.
That's a draw. We kind of need it.
Really good. This is enchantment tutor. That's really good.
Stealing.
This is really good because we talked about this. Like being able to steal creatures seems really degenerate with this many.
If the cool thing with how it's worded is because it says when it dies under your control, not that you own.
Yes, we could probably cut down on some of the land tutor people, but in these colors, we don't want to cut too many. Magus of the Wheel seems really good for what we talked about. This seems fucking stupid.
Yeah.
This one's really good. Maybe it's this one that we cut, the 4-mana one.
Yeah, 4 mana is a lot to.
I mean, Solemn is the same thing, but like
it draws a card.
Yeah, and draws a card when it dies, and then we get 2 of them. Or 1 of them, if we have Anointed Procession. So Knight still seems really good. Keeper's good. I think this is still really good. We want to have some kind of recursion. I did put a Maria in, just so you know. Ingot Chewer. still a 3/3, so it'll become a 4/4.
Yeah, it's a 1 mana 4/4 in our deck.
Seems kind of good.
That pops 2
With
artifacts.
with trample and haste. Inferno Titan seems good. Imperial Recruiter seems good for the same reason.
Yeah. Guardian of Faith is just Guardian of Faith is hella good.
This seems really good.
Maybe Geist Honored Monk is the worst. I know it makes spirits and it makes, but I think we're so many creatures. I don't think we're gonna be.
No, I totally agree with you. We don't need something that just makes tokens. Fiend Hunter, Duplicate. This thing that I put in while you were out. Look at this.
Enters battlefield. If you control 2 or more mountains, you may destroy target artifact. When it enters battlefield, if you control 2 or more planes, you may destroy target. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah.
It does both.
And I think in Commander games, hitting multiple people's stuff a bunch is really good.
Also, we didn't play Smothering Tithe. We could play Smothering Tithe too. Do you want to play that?
If you want to be a gross degenerate.
I mean, Dockside's already in there, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's good. I like Combustible.
Maybe that's becoming like the worst one out of all of them.
Yeah,
or Banisher Priest is the one that we can't loop with its effect, because we do Fiend Hunter because it's separate, but Banisher Priest, they just get it back no matter what we do with the Shenanigans.
Yeah, no, I get you. So let's look over here. Do we need this and Perforos?
I like creatures more than enchantments. Enchantments are hard to deal with, but that's also a 6-drop. It's a long commitment after we could also already be doing things. At least Perforos.
Right, but I feel like once it comes down.
But then, true, once that does, that's gonna kill people.
Like, I feel like because how many creatures we're having enter, because like everything is basically doubled. So like this is probably killing, and this is everybody, right?
Yeah.
No, to any target.
Yeah, any target. But still,
is terror everybody?
Is any target.
Okay. And terror's degenerate because we can make 2 of those. I'm thinking we cut.
Also, Panharmonicon makes those trigger twice.
Yes. Well, no, it's artifact or creature.
Creature causes them to trigger.
Yes. So.
Didn't we cut the milling one? I thought, as the sack ally.
No, but I mean the debate was like if they have a way to stop themselves from taking damage, you know. But like, I guess you're right. Like, should we just not play this one? You think?
Maybe, because also I know a lot of decks could work with their graveyard a lot. So unless you're going hardcore or getting benefit out of it, I don't know if it's the go-to combo.
Yeah, I guess Altar is the bad one, because Ashnod's and Phyrexian are way too good. And then I actually kind of like these two.
I like those two a lot, yeah.
I don't want to take out any of the Blink stuff.
Sunburn's Invocation is just gross.
I like this a lot.
Yeah, that's
imagine this with an Anointed Procession out, like.
Yeah, imagine like our board setup, and now we're just like, okay, we're gonna cast a creature, and we get it.
Oh my god, we have to cut so many cards.
Oh my god, yeah.
Okay, so considering we're heavy into control, we can cut down on some of this interaction. So
maybe the stuff that, because we have a lot of ways to.
We have a lot of artifact and enchantment removal, so I'm gonna get rid of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then same thing with the Heliod's, because that's also artifact and enchantment removal. And keep the Path and Swords, because we don't have a lot of actual creature removal.
Alright, yeah.
So maybe the second Sunrise is too gimmicky, and we just play this one because it's also good.
Alright.
Because I think with how many ways we have to double, we don't need to be playing that too heavy. And then I'm thinking, like, we definitely need to cut down on some more of this protection. I like the creature ones, but it's definitely between the Rootborn. The Flawless Maneuver is just so good, though.
I like the Rootborn just for the
maybe we don't really need the board wipes, but like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I see a world where we just call creatures.
Well, because
like, but it will kill Hofri is the problem.
I mean, not with the protections that we have.
Yeah, this is true.
Maybe then Teferi, if that's part of our plan, because if we phase out, then we don't get any of the triggers on ourselves. I know it's like the best one.
Yeah, but I mean, you just play that to not die, or like it's just one of those really good ones. Uh, this is really hard.
Yeah, who would have thought that like a Boros deck? But we thought that like, oh, man, we'd be struggling just to get enough stuff in to make it good, and now we're like, what do we take out?
Exactly.
Okay, my argument.
And there's
Okay, so I scroll down. In the creatures, the triplicate Titan. Maybe it's the worst out of all because at least it's not Death Touch. Because at least Wormcoil has the Death Touch one, which basically becomes like a kill package. Oh,
this one gets, but it's flying. So remember, they get trample and haste.
well, one gets yeah, one. Well, yeah. So that, but one already has trample, so we're just getting a 4/4 with vigilance, a 4/4 with flying, and a 4/4 with already trample. I guess, but like, is that sound that scary?
No, and especially considering that it's a 9-drop, and we have a lot of big drops.
Like, because we don't really. I guess we have just sneak attack. This
I feel like Feldon would be kind of good. Oh wait, where is the sneak attack? Are we playing? We should be playing that.
Yeah, I thought you put it in.
I guess not. No, we 100% should be playing that. Dude, this is rough. Oh my god.
All right, I'm still gonna say maybe that Keramik Guide is just okay because if we are going down the path of reanimating, then we're not doing what our deck really wants to do, which is exile them to get
because we're almost never gonna really have a graveyard. But I still think Sun Titan is fine for those off cases that like things like this.
Yeah, it gets other stuff back. Keramik Guide only gets creatures, and I think at the point when we're like exiling and using
40 creatures. Holy ass balls.
Yeah. Then
I like this though because you get to use it twice. It's better than like playing Flawless Maneuver, to be completely honest. Like
yeah, because you put it out there and it's like the thing is it'll force your opponents to deal with it, then you get it back.
But maybe the Rootborn defenses is the worst one, but I like the Populate.
Yeah, because that's also giving us another ETB of one of our creatures that we have a copy of, and that's why I really like that one as compared to maybe like the free one or
maybe the Will. But this is like a win condition. Creatures you control get flying, vigilance, double strike until end of turn. Creatures you control gain lifelink and protection from all colors until end of turn.
Yeah, that top one like is like okay, and I have flying, double strike, a bunch of things that already are getting +1/+1.
That well, remember, and if you have your commander, you get both. So creatures you control gain lifelink, indestructible, and protection from all colors.
No, I like Chromas. Maybe you're right. Maybe the one that is free is like the worst one.
I know that sounds kind of silly, but
because the thing is,
I think Teferi's is just better to have. Like I'd rather just keep the mana up, maybe. Because I think we're playing more of like a slow pace style anyway, like trying to just interact with the board like as much as we can. So like I'm thinking that like like the Flawless Maneuver might just be the worst one because this interacts in another way. This one is also like doubles as a second, like a win condition pretty much because we have a lot of power in our deck. This would be a really good way in a deck that doesn't get to play Rift or like any really good like interaction type stuff or like ways to get creatures off the field in a mass way other than board wipes. But yeah, so I'm thinking it's Flawless Maneuver also.
Yeah, I agree. I think again, like I think we benefit more off of our other ones a little bit better.
So I'm thinking Vandal Blast, but because like we don't have a fuck ton of artifact removal, but we have a couple things that pop. Like I think there's like two in here.
My trade-off is I think enchantments are a lot more scary than artifacts can be.
And we have stuff for that.
And if it's a straight artifact matters deck, I don't think.
Go ahead.
So like I said, if I'm playing Urza, an example, Vandal Blast is kind of scary, but not like the end of the world for most times. A lot of things that deal with artifacts have a lot of ways to recur them, so popping them isn't the worst. And I think a lot of decks with enchantments are way more powerful. unless it's like you're going comboing off, but with like artifacts. But you're usually not doing that in a way that you can interact with Vandal Blast because you're going to do it instant speed on your turn. On your turn.
So you're thinking no?
Yeah, maybe we could drop Vandal. I know that seems like heresy, but now maybe we do have to just cut out some creatures. Like 40 creatures is a lot, and maybe we just gotta put it down to like the best of the best. So we want the draw, we want the destruction and the burn. So Mentor just, I know the scribe, but doesn't draw. Maybe he's just the worst one if we're making cuts.
But he is a spirit, is the upside, right?
Yeah, so he's a 4. So the other dude gives him a +1. Or does does the other dude give tokens, or does he give spirits? +1/+1.
Spirits.
Okay, yeah. So it's a 4/4 spirit with haste. I guess it's not the worst.
For 3 that we get to scry when everything dies, which is like kind of good because
It's kind of what our
I
deck
think
wants
like
to do.
yeah, like deck fixing is about as good as it's gonna get. This seems really good.
So Swords of Plowshare is a
That's
creature.
really good.
Skyclave is good. It could be a little hit or miss at sometimes because there's times where you want to hit something and it's like I can't hit that, and you're like, eh. It's unfortunate. No, I think he's too much value off our engine.
Maybe the Goblin Bombardment? I don't know.
No, because it's a targeted. That's why I like it as compared to like Perforos is just flat damage to anything. It's just flat damage to players. While at least the other ones are your choice. So if you want to like, if you really need to hit a creature, you can.
See, the problem is all these cards just seem way too good.
I know.
Like, I don't want to cut any of these. Like, I would love a world where I make a copy of this. These all just seem way too good. Like, what do you cut? Like, maybe the Stout Arm?
I guess. Like if our sack outlets are good enough, maybe we don't need them.
Yeah.
Maybe just a lot of mana to worry about, like playing then 1 mana sacking when we want free sacks at any time. Yo, why are we having trouble in a burrow stack?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Now we can not say screw worrying about the Solemnity combo, but like,
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a good way to tutor this. We have 2 ways to tutor this.
so we just have to just hard draw it into the combo. I get.
In a Boros deck, though.
Maybe we don't worry about that then, and we just take out Solemnity and just we get just worry about the value that it brings by itself.
Yeah, we have the other combo.
We have other
2 other we have the Fiend Hunter, and also the yeah, we have other combos, so it's fine. These Blink ones seem too good.
Yo,
the
you
only
know,
time that they're bad is like, you know, if something is already exiled, you know.
you know what's really cool with that blink card with Broodmoth is we could blink something to reset the counter to take it off of it, so Broodmoth could like keep it alive again. That's kind of cool.
Seems good to me.
I like Sunburn's Invocation because it's just free value.
And we have a lot of high drops, so.
Yep. And our vote creatures still check it's their CMC, so it'll still trigger off like their full cost, not whatever we cast it for.
Oh, so, this is an elemental.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe this isn't good enough. I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, but it becomes a spirit. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Anointed Procession is actual gross. I put Mind's Eye in because I think it's like
I
one of the.
I still think this is busted because this is about as good as we get with like being able to double up on things. Like I see a world where I'm just copying a Wall of Omens and Boros, you know, like just to draw 2 cards.
Well, it's
like,
cool, yeah, because yeah, okay, I'm gonna cast a creature, make a copy of it, draw 2. Then when we sack it, we could copy the triggered ability and get 2 of them as well. But if we had Anointed Procession, that would make us 4.
Yes.
There's gonna be some really cool lines of play. Martyr's Bond is actual grossness. That might make some people scoop. Oh my, wait, go over to Mars Barn real quick. I have to read it real quick. Oh, that's gross. If you sack a clue token, it still triggers because it doesn't say token. That card's mean.
So like Thraben Inspector would be kind of funny. The one that investigates when it enters.
Yeah.
We should. Oh, that's not bad either. Thraben Inspector.
No, but like I said, he's like.
There's too many good cards. Man.
Okay, how do you feel about maybe cutting out the Hedron Archive? It's a big ramp spell.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe we don't need that many.
But then we're a little light on ramp because I don't consider the white creatures consistent ramp, and we got a lot of big drops. I mean, we might even need like a Neheb or something, but we have 1, 2, 3 kind of, so 3 kind of ramp. 3, 4.
How many more cuts do we have to make, Tom?
6, 7, 8. Hold on. 9, 10. Okay, we can cut Commander Sphere.
Oh
God, man, this is ridiculous.
Wait, what? I don't want to do this anymore. I hate this deck. Throw in the trash.
Yeah, like what the?
It goes in the trash, Tom.
It's because there's too many. Like I want to play all these creatures.
Okay. Here's my plan. If we're working for like the hard control and just the hard value, maybe we should get rid of things that don't do stuff along those lines. So we have our, like maybe Mangara. I know
She lives and breathes control. That's the thing.
Yeah, no.
Also, she's one of only the white cards that says draw.
Yeah.
She's the only one that's like a Ristic Study in white.
Tom, I like all these. Okay.
This is too difficult.
Okay.
I like this too much because we have sack outlets. So like,
yeah. So even if we just take a 1/1 from them, that's a mana dork. We can still pop it and then get the 1/1 out of it.
Yeah, with our commander, yeah.
I would say maybe Perforos, because if we have ETB shenanigans, we have Shenanigans, and we have a lot of other ways to, I think, abuse it, right?
But the question is, he's probably better than Warstorm Surge, right?
No, I think Warstorm Surge better, because the ones that are targeted...
We also have Terror.
Yeah, ones that are targeted, I think, are better than just global 2 damage.
This is any target.
That's what I'm saying. Perforos is not. That's why they're... Perforos is just 2 damage to each opponent. You can't target at anything. So it either has to go face, and that's why I like Warstorm and like Terror, because if like there's an annoying creatures that you need to deal with, you could be like, okay, I'm going to pop them first and then do my shenanigans.
My God.
Maybe we could take an Ingot Chewer. Maybe it's just one of those things where like we care less about artifacts than we do like enchantments. I mean, Dockside is just a crazy ramp shenanigans. We could just say, hey, we want to make it slightly more budget and just take him out. Maybe Keeper of the Accord.
Yeah, I mean, technically, like, we're playing, like, some creatures that ramp already, and we're gonna probably do it pretty okay. So, like, maybe we don't, like, 100% need this card. Like, I think I'd rather play Mangara. Just to see the draw.
Yeah.
Because I think... But then again, this is, like, very good for a creature. Like, this just keeps us up with everything.
But I guess the thing is, if we're always have creatures, and we have all the other land ETB stuff, he might actually just kind of not work.
Okay.
And maybe Inferno Titan too, because maybe the other ones just do more, like hitting for 3, and then attacking for 3. So like that great. There's dragons that ETB or then attack that I think do more. There's like that one that's like there's the legendary dragon that's like, okay, I do a lot more.
I guess, but I guess it's like in a world where we're going to be able to constantly do it. But I guess he is just kind of one of the worst ones.
Well, we make a copy of him kind of once, but yeah, like look at it. Like for 6 mana, I'd rather play Duplicant than Inferno Titan. Or maybe even Meteor Golem, because sure he doesn't burn damage, but it's getting rid of stuff, and I think getting rid of stuff is stronger than just burning.
I wonder how much this is going to be able to be used, you know?
I mean, if we have our deck doing what's supposed to do, that's, I think...
Yeah, as long as we have one, we get to just keep doing it. That seems kind of ridiculous, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we could just say that this is too much. You know?
I guess, yeah.
Because also we might be trying to play out too quickly and then we lose the creatures. But then again, we get to keep it. But, like, let's just say, like, we don't want to play with that card.
They are annoying to come by, too.
Like, it is definitely busted because we get to keep the creature. And, like, if we have an anointed procession or something, like... Gets kind of nuts. Oh. But we'll just say we won't play it. Keep it fair. Because that does get kind of degenerate. Not like this is fair, but like at least it's a lot of mana and we have to play everything else.
Yeah, but the thing is, we get set up our board first, then play it, then go sack happy. And be like, cool, we're going to sack 4 of our creatures. Each of you have to sack 4 of your creatures. And then we get our tokens. I still think Austere Command is still kind of good. We also have all of our protections shenanigans, so...
I'm thinking we just cut the Blasphemous, though.
Alright.
Like, we're playing so much protection that, like... board wipes have just been getting cut more and more. Like, I've played this one in, like, a couple of decks just because, like, just to have it.
Yeah, it's still just a land. Okay, what... Hedgemage... Is Hedgemage... is Hedgemage worded, basic or just, non-basics? Like...
Which one?
The Durgar Hedgemage. Above Duplicant. Does it say basic or just... Oh, no, it's just mountains, so we have other ways to trigger. Okay.
Yeah.
That is a creepy looking thing.
Like a Sacred Foundry.
Yeah, Sacred Foundry and like one other basic or one of the other ones. Maybe we don't... Maybe we could take out the Wismare. With stuff with Tyrant, and I think with like... Or if we're like said, Meteor Golem, I think it's going to hit the things that we really need.
Yeah, but the thing is like, we don't get to constantly do everything all the time.
I guess true, and we did take out a lot of the stuff already.
Yeah, like, the only stuff we still have is this can pop a non-land permanent, right? This hits 2 things.
Duplicant's creature.
And then it's just the worm, the, Meteor Golem.
You want to ruin people's day? We play Cataclysmic Gear Hulk. Choose our commander.
And this hits non-land, non-token permanent also.
Yeah. Alright, honestly, I'm going to have to, like, F6 this to you. Because I really don't know what else to cut. Maybe Cosmic, or maybe, I don't know, Chaos War Cosmic Intervention. It's cute, but maybe we don't care so much.
Well, I like Cosmic Intervention, I think. I think I'd rather cut this, honestly.
Because at least we don't get ETBs from them. And if we're just saying, like, more of it, we want to make this a more, like, okay, let's just say we're going to try to make this a little bit more budget friendly. Let's smack out Tithe and Dockside. I know they're great.
Yeah, but we're, like, look where we already are. Like, it's not happening. Because of the Phyrexian Altar.
Oh, right, yeah, it's so much money right now. But that could easily drop it
enough. An anointed procession.
True.
But I think cutting the protection is fine. Like, I think that this is gonna actually work better most of the time. But, it's only Graveyard, though. It's fine. We'll live. question is the free spells better? I feel like the fairies is just so good. That saves me so many times in Tram.
Mm.
So
I'm still in the vote for maybe Perforos. I think we have
I don't
enough.
know, but I think getting to hit everybody is what's important about that.
But 2 is
Because like the thing with Goblin Bombardment is like you have to sack a
Oh, I'm not talking
creature.
about Goblin Commander. I'm talking about like the other ETB things, like the Dragon
We only have
Warstorm.
2 of them.
So he would be our third one, and the other ones hit harder for our deck.
Yeah, but only target one thing is the thing. If we want to kill people with it, unless we're looping.
Well, I mean, we imagine like I said, we hit like a big creature, we sack it, we hit another one. That's like
Also, we're not making like a lot of tokens really.
we have
we
have ways to go infinite, but our infinites usually are infinite. Like we just swing out. We don't need the ETB to kill them.
Other than the Sun Titan one. But
Yeah, true. Plus, also Warstorm Surge is tutorable in our deck, a lot easier. Same thing.
This is an enchantment.
Oh, right, it is. True. Okay, then I guess it's still worth it to stay for that shenanigans.
Because it also can come back with Hall of Heliod's Generosity too. But like, I don't know. We're just gonna have to start picking what needs to go.
Maybe with enough land and like enough land, enough artifact, maybe the land rampy people aren't as important. Because we get them one time, and we get up ahead of somebody else, or is equal to somebody else. If no one else is playing a ramp deck, they're just gonna be dead cards.
No, I think I like just the 2. I think we've cut it down. I think like we've cut it down to just the 2, and I'm cool with that. I like having it as an option, and I think we have the best 2. You know, we have only 2 right now.
Okay.
I think it's the best 2.
Is the draw ones the worst then? I don't know.
No. Okay. I'm thinking.
I'm cool with dropping Tithe.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll just play more fair. Oh, but the treasures. Oh my god.
I know, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yep, that triggers Marlin Spawn.
We still got the dockside. It's okay. The dockside is more flavor anyway. I'm thinking. This is so tough. Fucking shit. Okay, hold on. Let me do a count really quick. Oh, sorry, I lied. We have 2 more land tutors. This one and Burnished. But I think I like all of them, honestly, because we need the lands. Like, we have some fucking 7 and 8 drops in here. Like,
But like I said, with them, if no one's ramping, then we get it one time.
and but Burnished and Solemn are just good.
Yeah, no, those I would keep over the ETB ones.
Right.
Because I've had instances where I played them with before. Like I'm not well, I guess we're not mono white.
But remember, you're not a land ramp deck, so you are always gonna be behind. Like almost 100% of the time, people are gonna be ahead of you. Like it's very rare when there's not a green player at the table or somebody playing ramping rope or some way to ramp lands really. Or if you just play correctly and wait to play your land, as long as you're not the first player, it's really easy to make sure that they work correctly. Because I've also used them in Thalian. Like, it's easy to work around them. Like, definitely easy to work around them.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that I like about Knight of the White Orchid is it can get the Sacred Foundry.
Yeah. Can the other one, the Warhound? Or is it just basic?
Plains card. It can.
Alright.
So, wait, isn't there a snow-covered one?
Yeah.
What is that one called? I want to play that because there's cards that actually care about that in this deck.
It's called Alpine Meadow.
And that's the only like card like that, right? They didn't get
Oh wow, yeah, that really is the only one that dual land that we have besides the actual duel.
I'm gonna cut a mountain, and then we'll play 5 mountain, 5 plains. I just like that because I want to play them both because we also have that one creature that cares about like mountain plains.
All right, so let's look at our combos. So it's Resto Kiki Jiki, and Kiki Zealous Conscripts.
Yes, and then also Sun Titan
Ti-
and Fiend Hunter, but you need like
A sack
a
outlet.
payoff. No, not a sack outlet. Oh yes, a sack outlet. So like Goblin Bombardment would do it.
Yeah, Goblin Bombardment with those two would be
and then also we can make infinite mana with this. But
Yeah.
like the go-to would be have this Perforos or Terror in play also, just to have like a payoff. But Goblin Bombardment is like the go-to, and we have a lot of things that tutor this card. So like, hopefully getting to that is good. I still feel like this engineer is cracked because Panharmonicon is just like.
So it dumps into the graveyard, but then we have to sack an artifact that we have to get the thing out.
Oh, an artifact?
But the thing is, if we're so worried about like ramping and mana
17,
and stuff.
18, 19, 20.
The thing is, I don't want to ever have to sacrifice
21.
a mana rack. So Tom, I think you have to cut that number down a lot because half of the artifacts that we have, I don't think I'd want to sack. I wouldn't want to sacrifice like a Panharmonicon or like an altar.
For Goblin Engineer?
Yeah.
No, but I guess like, but it's just like I think Panharmonicon is worth like a Boros Signet or something.
No. Like you want to sack like a thing that our whole deck's based around to get one more mana.
But having like a Skull Clamp or something seems really worth it. Or like a sack outlet. I don't know.
I would say grabbing
Plus, like, remember, like if we get like an altar and then sack it, we get to tutor again. And then remember, we can always swap it back out for something else. I don't know. I guess. So hold on, I want to count something. There's 12 sources of ramp.
So I have a thought. I know we like the Tyrant of Discord, but sometimes Tyrant can be really bad if the first card you hit is a land. Because it is at random, we don't get a choice over it. And I remember even back when we used to play, we would play it, and sometimes we'd be like, okay, we do the
I feel
dice
like
roll.
We're starting to slowly cut down on too many things that don't even have ETBs, though.
Everything has an ETB.
No, not everything in here. Because the thing is like, what else do we play, really? I get what you're saying.
I just like I get to control what we remove, not what's like a random removal. Like at that, I'd rather even just run like you said, the Mangara that exiles a permanent or non-land permanent. Because at least I get to choose what I want. Like, cause I mean, Tyrant can be real powerful, but like it can also miss. Maybe he's just like, I know he works really good for the deck, but maybe our deck's good enough on its own where we don't need him to make just a 3-2. Remember, they're not flying. So they're not regular 3-2 spirit, like our 1-1 flying spirits that have a bit of evasion and the ability to block.
Well, making 5/3s with trample and haste
does seem good, though. Because in a sense, we could also potentially play him with a full board and do a whole bunch of Shnenes and swing like a lot. Like 5/3s become a lot scarier than like 3/3s or 4/4s really quickly.
Yeah, I think I still like him. Like we need stuff, you know.
Because
Plus, like it works with all this and the ETB stuff. It's basically doubling all of our ETBs. So like yeah, I think it's good. 3 more cards. I'm still in debate that this comes out over like Teferi's Protection or something. Or like maybe the Intervention. Because like, I guess this is a Magical Christmas Land kind of thing. You think? Or are we really reasonably going to be able to sack like a million things and like make this card work well, right?
I actually run Cosmic Intervention more as like a protection against other things, but I guess you're right because I think a lot of
Like
time,
I think Teferi's is just going to be better most of the time,
yeah, and also Cosmic Intervention doesn't save our tokens,
as where Teferi's does, and does against Cyclonic Rift, which is like the boogeyman of the format. So
especially with us having tokens and we need to keep our tokens alive.
yeah, which we have the other guy, the Guardian of Faith or whatever, but
Hmm.
I think Teferi's needs to stay. Rootborn Defenses is good with the strategy. This card's just cracked. Like a Chroma's Will is just ridiculous.
Yeah, that's not bad when we have a bunch of those 5/3 flying indestructible double strike tokens that the elephant makes.
So I like this still.
So
I
do
like
I.
this. Because I think that this might be one of the best ways to fill our hand. We don't have a good way to tutor it, but it's fine.
If we really, really want to mess with people, we could pop them, and then when we get the token copy of it, it has haste, so we could crack it right away. But imagine a turn we go Worm Coil, sack Worm Coil to something. We get a copy of Worm Coil and the 2 tokens, and they all have haste, and they all get +1/+1. So that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's 15 damage we get to swing the turn he comes into play if we have a way to sack it.
I'm thinking like some fetch lands might make Sun Titan more worth it.
Um, I mean, we could do. I guess we